up tonight on News Watchin', a surprising Super Bowl crackdown. Find out the unusual item New Orleans is banning ahead of the big game.
And an ad during the broadcast carries a hefty cost. We'll tell you how much later in the show.
Plus, the latest developments on the deadly crashes in Philadelphia and Washington, D.C.
All that and more tonight on News Watchin'.
Thanks so much for joining us this evening. I'm Grant Johnson.
And I'm Grant King.
Final preparations are underway as the Big Easy prepares to host Super Bowl 59. This year, city officials are asking fans to leave their coolers at home. City officials are banning them in certain areas, hoping to cut down on crowds and keep things under control. The move comes as the country remains on high alert following a deadly ISIS-inspired attack earlier this year. The ban will remain in effect throughout the weekend as part of heightened precautions for the game.
Super Bowl 59 is not just a showdown on the field, it's also a battleground for advertisers. This year, a 30-second commercial spot during the big game is selling for up to $8 million, a reflection of the huge demand and prestige of reaching millions of viewers. Brands are willing to pay big to secure that coveted airtime, even raising their bids in some cases. This rise in ad prices only highlights the Super Bowl's unmatched power as a top-tier marketing event. North Korea has conducted its third weapons test of the year, launching a sea-to-surface strategic cruise missile system. This test, observed by leader Kim Jong-un, involved missiles traveling 1,500 kilometers. This development comes amid escalating military drills between the U.S. and South Korea, which North Korea views as provocative. In response, North Korea's foreign ministry has vowed the toughest response to what it perceives as threats to its independence and security.
The White House is bracing for a surge in national resignations as more than 20,000 employees are expected to accept buyouts. With the federal government offering early retirement packages, officials say the move could create a significant shift in the workforce. The buyouts are part of an effort to streamline government operations, but experts warn it could lead to challenges in maintaining critical services. The White House is closely monitoring the situation as federal agencies prepare for the impact.
A tragic plane crash in Philadelphia has left 7 people dead and several others injured. The crash occurred on Saturday, sending shockwaves through the community. Authorities have identified the victims, and investigations into the cause are ongoing. The tragedy has deeply impacted the city, with locals mourning the loss of lives and offering support to the families of the victims. Emergency crews have been working tirelessly to assist the injured, and officials are vowing to uncover the circumstances surrounding the crash. The entire region is grieving this heartbreaking loss.
And cleanup is underway in the Potomac River after last week's deadly mid-air crash near Reagan National. Officials say today that all of the bodies of the 67 victims on board have been recovered. Crews have started removing debris from the Black Hawk helicopter, an American Airlines jet that went down after colliding in the air. Investigators are working to recover key parts of the aircraft to piece together exactly what happened. Officials say the operation could take several days as they carefully search the river for wreckage. And 2 DCA airport workers are behind bars after allegedly leaking video of the deadly crash to the media. Officials say that the footage that captures the moment the 2 aircraft collided was leaked to CNN and shared without permission. Investigators believe it was leaked to CNN, and one of the suspects is now facing charges for computer trespass.
If you're heading to Waffle House, you might notice a surprising extra charge on your bill. The popular diner chain has added a surcharge on eggs, citing rising costs in the supply chain. Customers have taken to social media to express frustration, with some saying their usual breakfast now costs significantly more. Waffle House hasn't released an official statement, but many restaurants across the country have been adjusting prices due to inflation. So, if you're craving a classic Waffle House breakfast, be prepared to pay a little extra for those eggs. You know, I've only been to Waffle House a handful of times, Grant, but I can only imagine the disappointment on a customer's face.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever been to Waffle House, but this is definitely making me think a bit more about that carton of eggs that's sitting in my fridge for a couple weeks. I think I'm gonna have to put it to good use or hit up eBay. I'm not sure which
It's a
one.
great idea.
I'll
Selling that.
decide. Well, coming up next on News Watchin', a UFO sighting over downtown Chicago has locals questioning what they saw in the sky.
A local community rallies together after a devastating fire leaves dozens without homes.
And Pete Johans is speaking out about controversial comments made at his recent school board meeting.
Stay with us.